Frank Sinatra's son was kidnapped, and it was the reason he kept 10 dimes with him at all times, because the kidnappers basically said, you can only communicate by payphone. He was even buried with 10 dimes in his pocket. Here is the rest of that story. Set the timer. Here we go. On December 8, 1963, 23-year-old Barry Keanan kidnapped Frank Sinatra Jr. at Harrah's Lake Tahoe, room 417 at gunpoint. Keanan was a UCLA student and grade school classmate of Nancy Sinatra, Frank Jr.'s sister. Keanan got a high school friend, Joe Amsler, and his mother's former boyfriend, John Irwin, to help out. Amsler and Keanan did the kidnapping and even tied up John Foss, Sinatra's trumpet player, who happened to be in the room. Keanan was able to convince Frank Jr. to play along and get through a police roadblock to avoid any violence. Irwin joined the men in their Los Angeles hideout and placed a call to Frank Sr. demanding $240,000 for the safe return of his son. The FBI dropped the money off at the specified location. Keanan and Amsler went to pick it up, but Irwin got nervous and released Frank Jr. early. However, with the money collected and Frank Jr. making it back to his family safely, it appeared they had gotten away with it. That is until Irwin met up with his brother in San Diego, told him everything, and his brother called the authorities. All three men were arrested that day. Keanan originally claimed the kidnapping was a publicity stunt coordinated with people tied to the family. Keanan and Amsler were both sentenced to life in prison plus 75 years. This would not stick, though, as Keanan was found legally and mentally insane, and that they had no criminal malice and didn't fit the profile of normal criminals. Ultimately, Amsler and Irwin would spend 3.5 years in prison, while Keanan served 4.5. There was a battle over the rights to make a movie about the kidnapping, which Frank Sinatra Jr. was able to prevent initially. In 2003, David Arquette and William H. Macy starred in a Showtime movie called Stealing Sinatra, and there is still a movie in the works called Operation Blue Eyes with Joe Mantegna directing.